Opinion and comment on this show do not reflect the opinions of the staff, management, ownership of FFN Radio Network. The host of the show is not a physician, a therapist, or a counselor. His thoughts are his own and his alone, and not the opinion of FFN Radio Network. Welcome to UnBoxed Thoughts with Nicholas Parsons.
Do you know what I do on this show?
Yeah.
I've gone, this is episode 19, and 16 of them, I literally share nothing but my life experiences, what I have done, troubles I've caused, holes I've dug myself in and had to re-dig myself out of them.
Nobody believes in you. You lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and say to yourself, it's not over until I win.
Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you.
Nobody touches us at all. Shout out, shoot out, spread real of it without us. Even that I'm saying what's off the wheel. Spread the word throughout the land. They say, bad guys, we're black. We're taking cancer, man. You see us coming and you all together run for cover. We'll take it over this time. Carry out, reach for your gun and you better listen well, my friend. You see, it's best now, down below. Aim at you and the devil's about. Tears down again, we want. They talking no talk tales. We're just I knew you're too coming me out when the devil's about.
Hey everybody, welcome to Unboxed Thoughts with Nicholas Parsons. Nicholas is out in the green room right now and invited 3 of his previous guests to his final show of season 1, his 20th show here on the FFN Network. Let's give a little bit of round of applause there for Nicholas. And he is super excited that you, ladies and gentlemen, have decided to come and speak with him on his last season final of season 1, episode 20. With that being said, I'd like to welcome Nicholas to his own show. And I would like everyone to have a great time and enjoy yourselves. Any questions for me? On the bottom left hand, there's a private chat. You hit the private chat, you can ask me a question, or I could send out something that I maybe want one of you or 2 of you to do. And most of the time, it's me speaking to Nicholas on things. So with that being said, with no further ado, here he is, Mr. Nicholas Parsons.
How's it going, everybody? How are you? I'd like to welcome everybody to episode 20. This is a great moment, not only for me but all of you guys. I hope everybody liked the thank you video that we had put together. I fell asleep late last night trying to get it done. So I had to rush to get it done quick this morning. Yeah, I just want to, first of all, I didn't even say, I hope everybody had a great week. I hope everybody's safe, enjoyed the weekend, and happy Motivational Monday. I like Mondays. But yeah, so guys, this is a very special moment, not only for me, but for you guys too, because I don't know if anybody heard the story, but I'll tell you it real quick. When Unboxed Thoughts first aired, it was the week of Thanksgiving. It was that first Monday before Thanksgiving, and you know, probably about like 2 weeks prior to, I was actually at do not. Um, it happened that I had given him a call. I ended up letting him know, hey, this is Nicholas Parsons. Like, I ended up seeing on Facebook, and I heard from a mutual friend that hosts a show on your network. I'm like, that you're looking for other people to bring the show, and he was like, yeah, what was your thoughts? I was like, and I ended up going through like exactly what I had in mind, and real quick, the story, like random stuff, just like I always like to say that I'm sorry. I always like to say that it's almost like I was guaranteed those. Okay, long story short, and after I aired that first show, it was just like pure emotion. Unboxed Thoughts was just supposed to be like when you go to a party, and then it's like you see somebody and you feel awkward. You know what I mean? Just because somebody you really don't care about or you're having issues with in the back, and like, what are the box thoughts in the back of your mind? Just like little stupid corny jokes about things. That was the original idea behind Unboxed Thoughts. And then when we aired that first show, I just had these knots in my stomach, and I just let it rip on exactly what I was feeling. I literally, like, I broke down in tears for the very first time. I poured my heart and soul out every episode after that. And then as soon as we got done airing that first episode, Blazeman, our producer and CEO of the network, turned around to me and he said, "Up a cigarette," and he says, "Wow." He's like, "I was not expecting that." He was like, "What I just seen," he's like, which is absolutely crazy. And I could understand because I put myself in his shoes. I was somebody new coming to his network. You know what I mean? Like, what was this kid gonna say? You know what I mean? How is this gonna go? For him to turn around to me afterwards and he was like, "Spectacular kid," and he was like, "The 4 shows." He's like, "We'll see how you go." By the time I just episode, by the time I aired, was basically, he let me know, like, absolutely not in so many words. I don't think that really came until like episode 6 or something, the new year. But to be guaranteed only episodes, and here we are 4 months later, celebrating 20 episodes of just pure emotion. Every episode, it got better, and it couldn't have gotten better and better without everybody here in the chat, and then these 3 lovely people that I have with here today, with Blazeman and the FFN Radio Network. I want to let you know that every episode that we ever air, will always be as genuine and authentic as it possibly could be. And I will always be 120% honest with everybody, you know. And I want to thank everybody here in attendance for giving me that comfortability to be able to talk about half the things that I talk about on this show. You know, you know, I had met Alyssa, and you know, from being in a rehab and jail. I mean, when she had told me about her being an advocate for people in jail, I mean, it was just absolutely amazing because I had talked about that. Uh, at least where I was, we had counselors. I mean, never there was never like really no help for us to really get ready for when we go out on the outside or you know something like that. Education, what I mean? Like there was none of that. You know what I mean? Like they treated us like shit in there. Especially for the unit that I was in. So when she had told me exactly what she does, it made her, right off the rip because I feel like there should be more advocates, you know, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I get it. There's really, there's bad people that belong in jail. This, that, and the other thing. I get it. I mean, but it's just there. People ruin it for other people. We talk about that all the time on this show. You know what I mean? And not every person that's in jail is trying to come out to do the exact same thing. So I support everything that she does. I support that she stands for, and I mean, I support that. Not only should that happen in Ohio, but I believe that that should happen here in the state of Massachusetts, and not only here but across the board as well. I think that's very important. So, Alyssa, I want to thank you. I mean, very much for bringing that to my attention, sharing me your experiences and stuff like that. It really means a lot to me. You know what I mean? And
You're completely welcome.
I hope what we've done. What is it?
You're completely welcome. I appreciate you.
And I really hope that we could collaborate more. I hope the show, at least help you guys in some way, shape, or form. I mean, I would like to further help you guys, promote it. If there's anything the network could do, I mean, always feel free to reach out and let us know.
I will.
And then we have Marcy.
Hi.
Or Marciana. Good day. I met Marcy a really time because I know I've told this story before, but it's just what always comes to mind, and it's as genuine as it gets. I talked about how I haven't been in counseling in some time, just because I feel like I've had all that time in counseling. I always say like I feel like I have the tools and whatnot. It's just now time for me to really put it all together and put it in action. Stuff like that. You know what I mean? But, it's in another sense, it's almost like we do try to look for other ways or other tools to try and, calm us, ease minds off the thing, stuff like that. And I remember, because I started doing meditation a little bit at the time. And then all of a sudden I came across this person in the chat room that we're all in front of the sign, and it said "Having Life Coach R." And I'm like, the fuck is ASMR? You know what I mean? Like I don't know what the hell that is. You know what I mean? And I gotta tell you, I went inside this woman's chat, and it was the most calming, peaceful, and I guess you could say spiritualist thing ever. And I've told her before that it's very hard to put my ass to sleep. I'm an insomniac, but she's done it at least once already. She has done it once, but every time I'm in her live or watching her do craft, I'm always people in there are great. They all welcome you with open arms, and not only that, but Marcy also she had a little bit of her background in mental health when we had her on the show, in which we are going to get together again. We are going to have another episode of Marcy in season 2. So, Marcy, I hope you'll accept that invite.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. And it's just really special to me. It's really almost like listening to that meditation music with like the whales and stuff, and then like thunder and lightning. You know, hey, honestly, I was just scrolling the other day in this ASMR thing, right? And all it was a water in water, and they had 1.4K people sitting in that room just watching that thing. I'm like, person getting all this attention when like you look at somebody like Mark who like crafts so well, like does her, and it's like you really appreciate the person that you have in front of you a lot more. Because they show their talent. They, like they put in 110% into their craft and more. You know what I mean? And what admires me even more is that even though you're at 70%, you still go up and give all that 70%. You know what I mean? And I want you to know how special you are just for that. You've helped me in so many ways. It's not even, I've told you that before. I mean, and I can't begin to, words could never express how thankful I am to you for showing me what you do. I mean, to me, it's like better than going to church. I'd rather show up to a Marcy ASMR than go to church. All right. But, and you help in a weird way. You also help save. You know what I mean?
It's an honor.
You make you pride enough. Huh?
It's an honor. It's an honor to help you and to help others. It really is. It's a true blessing.
Well, just know, once again, if there's anything that I could ever do, I mean, or if there's something the network can do. You know what I mean? I know you got plans in the future and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You need any help with that?
Yes. Yes. And
I'll be there.
yeah, my testimony is really, really big, and it's going to have to be many, many, many episodes. But if I can help everybody through my 40 years of abuse, then going through all of that was worth it. So yeah, I'm here for you guys always.
I appreciate that. And then we have the coach, Sir Robert. Man, not for nothing, I'm going to tell you this. Your story, man, was so inspiring. Like I said, I come out here for 16 episodes with the exception of 3. I mean, actually, maybe even 4, because I was Tuesdays with Maury too. But regardless, You know what I mean? Like the day you sent me those videos, I only watched a minute and a half of one of them. I didn't even watch the other four. And then I have you on the air, and we have this booming show. Like, dude, my phone would not stop. And usually it's bad on a Monday. After I air this show, I ask for peace and quiet. All right. And last week, man, I'm dead serious, man. Like, especially after 6
I
shows,
know
I said,
my phone was going nuts too. My phone was going nuts. It's still
you know,
going nuts.
and I am telling you, they would not let me be. But it's so great at the same time. You know what I mean? Because that just goes to show me like how much people appreciate the show, how much people appreciate you telling us your story. All right, and you know, I told you and everybody else I was watching after we aired last week's show, which as soon as we came back from the commercial break, you seen it right at the beginning of tonight's video during the intro. Right, right when I said he started talking about, you know, from birth to what it set me back. I am gonna tell you right now, it fucked me up. Fucked me up for like 4 days. I just want left the hell alone. I really didn't even want to communicate with people, and I was still trying to, you know, give some effort and whatnot into, you know, doing other lives and stuff like that, and it just wasn't clicking because I told like what happened to you could have happened to my youngest
Absolutely.
or worse. Or I mean, what would my youngest had been strong enough to overcome, you know, such obstacles that you've been able to overcome. You know what I mean? So it like set me back, man. Like it made me appreciate things even more. Like, and that's what I love. I'm always learning something. And from episode, I always say that you don't watch this show week in and week out, or if you do, that's cool too. You know what I mean? But it's like let something I've at least episode catch your attention. I mean, because like you really never know. And what episode, good sir? You know what I mean? Like that was just pure magic in itself. And I want to let you know, like, I really deeply appreciate you for literally sharing everything with us, you know, from start to finish. You know, you've inspired me very, very much. And I know you also inspired a lot of the chat.
Yeah. I went back I went back that
some-
night. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just
That
saying
night and said what?
I went back that night and I skimmed through at least half of the comments the night of, and then I couldn't even complete what I was wanting to do. It took me like 2 days to go through all the comments. So I solemnly swear, you know, saw that I reached out to something or someone. So yeah.
Dude, comments, Facebook Messenger, Instagram, text messages. You know what I mean? Like, you deserve all the credit in the world, man. You really do. And
Thank you.
I hope you know, you keep inspiring others and I think keep fighting. You know what I mean? Like, you're such an inspiration, man. It's not even funny. And, you know, but
Thank you.
with that being said, we are gonna take a quick break. So everybody, go get your drinks, get your snacks, go take a piss or your shit, whatever you got to do, and then make sure you guys come back right after these commercial breaks.
Nicholas, we're live.
Yeah.
Do you have a big delay? How can everybody hear me? Real quick, just raise your
Yeah.
hands.
Sorry about that, guys.
Thank you. All right, so it's you that screwed up, right? Don't
We
raise
should
your
be good
hand.
now.
Answer me. We're trying to see if you're connected back well. Yeah, he
What?
can't. He can't. Can you hear us?
You broke up a little.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Can everybody hear Nicholas? Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Mhm.
Because I don't know if it's me or is this. This is running slow. Running slow. Okay. So, if I may, because I'm curious, and you had said it, um, uh, the day you was being interviewed on Unboxed Thoughts with Nicholas, Alyssa, and if you could remind everybody, I mean, what was the reason for you getting into what you do as a profession? Okay, and do you have experience with some of those things?
Um, I have been advocating for a while. I've been married 3 times, but my second husband went to prison for an F1 for aggravated robbery. So I had experience advocating for him, and then I got with my third, and he's been incarcerated practically his whole life. So learning to advocate for him and having the experience that I've had, my boss offered me a job without really getting to know me. And with my drive, she offered me a position as a regional director. So technically, I have people below me that work for me.
Fantastic. Has this always been a drive for you? Have you always, in school, high school, or whatever, always wanted to be an advocate for something? Was you normally the type of person that would
Yeah.
go and help the vet, the local vet or whatever, and put up signs to have a drive to, you know,
See, with me, I have a very big heart. I love
right.
helping
That's
people.
what I meant to say, but I
Yeah.
wanted to sound cooler.
Well, see, actually, when I grew up, I wanted to be a music producer. That was my dream. I love music, and but me helping people helps me, especially with my past experiences. I try to help more people because,
Hey,
like with me watching these shows help me. Me helping somebody actually helps me stay sober.
wow, very nice. And Alyssa, how long have you known Nicholas?
I've known Nick for a little while. I actually met him off TikTok and I heard about his show and I've watched it and I watch it every time it airs.
That
It
was the
really
next question that I was going to ask for you. When did you start watching Unboxed Thoughts?
as soon as I met Nick, hearing about his show and like me watching his first show
Yeah,
really touched me and helped me because I can relate because I
yeah.
suffer
That
from so much.
that's the one that gives us big numbers today. Still on Facebook, there's a lot of people watch that one. Um, and I appreciate that, darling, and I wish you and I know Nick does, and I'm sure you got a lot of supporters here. All the best. Keep doing it. Keep doing the right thing because you are doing. You know, uh, there are some of those people and some of those organizations that say that they do this shit, and yeah, and they probably get money from the state or whatever and stuff like that. But how much do they really do? Uh, And that's the truth. And you definitely, to me, and I'm sure everybody who's watching the show right now, knows that that's not how you roll. And I appreciate you being a guest on Unboxed Thoughts. FFN Network appreciates you. And let's see, can I see Nicholas? Is it okay if I pick on a couple of more? Yeah, okay. All right, let's
Like,
go.
oh,
Uh, Mossy, right? Yeah, I think you mean.
Yes,
There you
yes, Marcy.
go. Right. Okay, so now I want to know what you do. I We talked about it a little bit on Unboxed Thoughts, but I think there's a few. I think you can maybe come up with another 5 minutes or so on exactly what this is. And the reason why I ask is because I produce the show. Okay, I produce all the shows. There's one show that's my actual show, and that's the way we see it. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, from 7 to 9 p.m. Anyways, um, you gotta. All I heard was like MRS. What is it? What is
ASL, ASMR.
ASMR?
ASMR.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. At no point, I know I'm sounding a little bit silly. Am I, making fun of what you do?
No, it's okay.
Now, what I want to know is how you decided to take this up as a profession. And I know that you do very well on TikTok because FFN Network looked you up. Um, and let's hear it. I'm gonna
Amazing.
sit back. I'm gonna sit back here for a second because I peeked a few times at what it was, and Nicholas was talking about it, which was a great interview with you. You actually showed everybody a session on what you do and how you do it. I think you was a little bit skeptical at first, but I think Nicholas like kind of nudged you just a little bit more and said, "Hey, yeah, you're still gonna do that for us." I remember that part.
That's
So
why
if
I
you
put it
point
out.
right,
I was like, people need to hear this magic.
right, yeah, exactly. It worked exactly the way it does on their show. Um, Explain to everyone
Sure.
that we have here, and we'll future down the road. And don't be shy to throw out your little TikTok where
Okay.
they can find you right now. Okay, and
Okay.
let's hear it.
Well, my life was very hard. K through 12, I failed. I finally found a passion in psychology once I was in college. And I spoke with a counselor, and they helped point me in the direction of being a school counselor. I ended up getting my master's degree in educational school counseling. And for the past 11 years, I've been an elementary school counselor and a middle school counselor. Unfortunately, I have gone through hell and back as a school counselor. I have been severely abused and have developed depression, anxiety, CPTSD by working in the schools that I have worked in.
If I may, was this students, faculty?
Faculty, purely faculty.
Okay.
Um, my mom said it the best. She said, Marcy, people look at you and feel intimidated by you because you give 110% 24/7 because of your heart. And they feel it makes them look bad. So therefore, and it's a lot of narcissists, of course, they attack. And it's been 12 years of this now, and I am on disability now because of it. It's almost ended my life. It's destroyed it. It was one reason it destroyed my marriage, part of it. It was awful. And so now all of a sudden I realize, okay, all these experiences I have gone through professionally, personally, I need to turn this pain into power. And I created two businesses because I also had a cousin, Olivia, who committed suicide, died by suicide.
Sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I actually visited her grave a couple hours ago before the show because I'm up helping
Did
take
that
care
give you
of my
some
dad.
solitude? Did that fix what was ailing you at the time when
Y-
you went to go see her?
Yes. Yeah. I
Very
cried. I
right.
cried.
Okay. You probably needed to, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And she and another one of my guardian angels helped save my life a couple months ago. And I decided to become certified as a life coach. And my friends were like, well, you got to get on TikTok to promote your business. So I was like, oh my God, I'm 40 years old. TikTok, really? So I sign up. It's for my business, right? But I'm scrolling through lives going, what is TikTok? What is TikTok? And I come across ASMR. I'm like, what is this? And my ADHD and I just always like, ooh, I like this. I like the sensations. I'm like, I can do this. I can do this. And
Good for you.
so for the first
Good for you.
time in my life, I believed in myself. I studied it. I went on Amazon, got what I felt I could do really good with the triggers. And honestly, God lines the right people up in your life at the right time. And out
If
of the
I may ask, is this something that you seen someone else performing and you decided that you wanted to do this? Is this
yeah,
actual something that can be studied?
yeah, you can like so I saw it and I was like, what is this? So I Googled it, I YouTubed it, and I just researched it and I'm like, I can do this. And so for the first time in my life, I believed in myself.
Nice.
And I started it, and all of a sudden, there's Nick, there's Coach, there's Alyssa, there's everybody.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
when you're on the right track, you can tell. And I can tell I'm on the right path. But my dilemma now is, do I retire as a school counselor and lose all the pay, lose the benefits, and fully trust in God and take that leap? Or do I continue to stay stuck where I have been because of, said the golden handcuffs? So I'm at a transition point in my life. I feel like I'm coming out of jail, and because school counseling was my jail. And now here I am transitioning into a world that I'm just still learning social media. And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. And while I do ASMR, it helps ground me. It helps me feel safe and comfortable. And it just reminds me, like, look, Marcy, you're on the right track. Look at all the great things that are happening around you. And look at the great people you're meeting.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. See, that was a little bit more than on Nick's show. And not, Nick, no, I'm not busting on you. And you only get an hour, so there's only so much you can ask. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of stuff that you want to ask. And that's fantastic. And I wish you all the best. And
Thank
that
you.
you are going to stick around after the show. I'd like Alyssa to stick around after the show too, and Robert, real quick, so we can have a quick discussion.
Thank you, Valerie.
Um, and all right, Nick, can I just get one more? Right, last one, right? Robert.
Yeah. We'll get
Yes.
one more, and then we'll go to the chat.
Yeah, we go. Yeah, that would be your thing, bro. And don't worry about time tonight. You know what I mean? Special show, episode 20. Episode
Absolutely.
20, season one.
Absolutely.
Season one. I found out to myself tonight that it was the final episode of season one.
Oh,
Yeah, even me. So,
Wait,
so
wait a
Robert.
minute. What do you mean you just found out? I thought we were gonna end it at 18 for the season.
No, we said two more. I said I wanted 20 or 21.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
exactly.
See, so we did it. Two more, which makes 20. So you did not just find out today, sir.
Yeah.
Who
I'm
you
not
think
just
the entrepreneur?
I'm not just the guy that pushes the buttons and stuff. I talk to everyone that has a show on my network. Robert,
Yeah.
yes,
um,
sir.
I think
By the
on
way, real quick,
you can cut me off
before
whenever
you
you
ask your
want. Your
question,
show.
in the chat while Blaze is asking this question, can everybody at home in the chat hear me okay now? I just want to make sure.
We
Go
can
ahead,
hear you
Blaze.
perfect. All right. So Robert, um, you and Nicholas had an in-depth conversation when you was on episode 19 with them. Um, and like Nicholas said, he got set back from your story pretty good, you know, and you did give an in-depth detail um, of your situation and why your situation is
Hmm.
what it is now. which a lot of people call you coach and all of those that stuff like that. Um, but outside of doing that, because pretty much, I have to investigate people. You all know it or not, I do have to follow guidelines, or they can take my servers down and stuff. So, but anyways, um, what do you do outside of the basketball and things like that? Do you have any other passions? Are you a gamer? Do you play Dungeons and Dragons or whatever? Is that part of your thing? As far as hobbies and things like that. Shoot, young man.
It's a small piece. It is. Obviously, uh, I mean, this day and age, who doesn't love the game? I love the game. Do I let it take my whole life? Absolutely not.
Touche.
A bigger passion that I do have that I don't really go out of the box and maybe talk about. I fly drones. I have a drone. I just love photography, but I got into more like aerial photography and stuff like that. I do that kind of on the side. I've done a couple of things for friends and neighbors and done actually, believe it or not, a wedding or two, and stuff like that. I don't push that very much because it's kind of my like side hobby that I do behind the scenes. But realistically, all I do and all I really know how to do is just coach and motivate. I've done several motivational speeches. I continue to do them, and that's really what drives me to get up for the next day or whatever. So,
Right.
um, do I
So
take
if you
much?
can if you can just remind some of the people that didn't catch episode 19 is if you don't mind, because we already covered this, so it's not I'm
Absolutely,
not
yeah.
speaking out of turn. Um, is you was born with some deformities because your birth mom was on drugs.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and after you found out when you was old enough from your adopted parents, correct?
Yes, sir.
That she was misusing funds that she received from the governments and stuff like that. And you advocated for anyone that gets any kind of assistance from the government. You advocated that they were to be drug tested before they received funds. And the reason why you advocated for it is because at one point, and correct me if I'm wrong, at one point, you were sitting with your dad or whatever, and the subject came up to where you had asked your dad why he had to go to take a drug test for his job. Am I correct, young man?
You're absolutely correct.
Okay, and so that's when you started putting the pieces together, and your adopted family, told you some things of your mom's history, and because you had questions of why you was like that, correct?
At that time, yes, because then
Yeah,
like you said, I started figuring it out or putting it together. Yes.
right. And you can elaborate if you'd like.
No, I just it was the right time. Everybody says right time, right place, and it all just fell into place. And then we started talking about it, and then I branched out and I did what I've done. So
Right, right. Very. It's a very intriguing story, but are you still advocating for that now? Because you and I spoke, just real briefly after you did your interview show on Unboxed Thoughts. I think that was episode 19, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, last week's show, correct. Um, and you and I talked. And are you still a big advocate for this bill and this law?
yeah, I still advocate for it. It's unfortunately it's a little challenging, more challenging in California. I haven't advocated for it probably in a couple years, but um, but I do, and I do things to continue to keep it fresh, I guess, on people's minds, and just let them know, hey, this was in effect, this was in motion to do this, and I'm hoping with all fingers crossed that it comes
Right.
back and and
I have to ask you the tough question right now, Robert.
okay.
Okay. Um, did you feel that this wasn't going to go anywhere, and that you just wanted to put some stuff behind you and move forward with your life.
No, absolutely not. Because to be honest with you, that's not how I carry myself. I don't carry my mindset that way. It's everything I do is a mindset. And so having the opportunity with the senators and assemblymen that I have become friends with, believe it or not, up in Sacramento, they were my encouragers. They were my pushers and stuff like that. Did I think it was going to get as big as it did as far as television and stuff like that? No. But I went with it, I rolled with it, and we're at today because of it. So
Nice. Very good, young man. I commend you, you know.
thank you. Thank
Um,
you very much.
but like I said, I had to ask that question, and because 2 years is a long time, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
if you haven't, dealt with anything with that for over 2 years, I had to ask you, are you all done with it? You know what I mean? Um, but you have a voice that you want to get out. Alyssa has a voice that she wants to get out. Okay. Um, and I'm sorry, I can't see. And Marcy, I'm very sorry.
It's okay.
Um, and Marcy has a voice that she wants to get out. Nicholas has a voice that he wants to get out. This is what FFN Network does. Okay, this is what we do. If you read about us on our Facebook, our little bio, it's like we want to give everybody a voice. It doesn't matter what side of the fence that you play on. You know what I mean? I'm not going to, not care is a strong word, but it's the only thing I could think of right now. And it's like, we don't care what anybody thinks about anybody. So we don't. You know what I mean? I want you to talk, you to talk, you to talk, and anybody else that wants to talk, you know? And unless you're a screaming, psychopath, then, you know what I mean? I gotta say no. Nick might fight me on it, but the answer is no. Okay? So I like to thank you very much. Nicholas, I'd like to thank you most of all, buddy, for allowing me to come on episode 20 season 1. We're moving on to season 2 that starts next Monday. And it was a pleasure, guys. And like I added real quick, if you just stick around for a few minutes when the
Absolutely.
show's over,
Absolutely.
okay?
Yes.
And Nick, I told you, I'd give you a little bit more time, buddy, because I jumped on your show. Well, you invited me, so I don't feel that bad. But all right,
Yeah.
kids, ladies, young
I just
ladies,
Congratulations,
want
Nick.
I
I'm
think
off.
I just want to talk to them a little bit, and then Blaze, if you could just help me scroll through the comment section, please.
Yeah, I'll pop
I
them
would
up
deeply
for you so you
appreciate
can
it.
read them. I'll pop them
All
up so
right,
you can read
awesome.
them. All right. We just
All
lost
right, thank you
Marcy.
very much.
She should be back in a minute. She's really, really internet crash.
But yeah, guys, 20 episodes, and I couldn't have done it without you guys. It's such a it's a real surreal moment for me, and I can't thank. Hi, Marcy.
Hi, sorry, someone called and threw me out.
It's all right. Can you hear me fine?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. But I was just letting them know that 20 episodes, I was only guaranteed 4, and you guys, not only my guests, but watching this in a week out, I couldn't have done this without any of you guys here, not only just for watching, but for being guests on my show and show me, guys' craft. Everybody here in the chat that's been sticking it out, all 20 episodes, I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart because, to have these shows on a weekly basis. I just want you guys to know it's not easy. It's really not easy. But this is a piece of me that I sacrifice, that I always say to be somebody's example to what not to do. If I could get somebody ahead of time to see that the grass isn't always greener on the other, that's amazing. No, but the last thing, especially loved ones, people we care about, because as much as we say that, we can't stand people, at the end of the day, that's just because they annoy the shit out of us. But I truly, genuinely care. I mean, like, you need assholes to make the world go around. We talk about all the time on this show, like, definition, please tell me, because there really isn't one. What could be normal to me couldn't be normal to any of you guys. What
If there is
normal
one,
to
can you tell me where
you
you're from?
guys might not be to me.
Nicholas, tell them what FFN
What?
means. Tell them what FFN means.
FFN Radio stands for Far From Normal.
Oh.
I love that.
And
I like that.
I didn't know if you guys knew that. And to have a show like we do, Unboxed Thoughts, on a network that stands for Far From Normal, FFN, it kind of goes hand in hand, right? But,
Yes.
But all you guys that come in here on a weekly basis, I love you guys so much for all your input, for all the reactions you guys, as Coach touched on before. I love it. Question is the question that goes unasked, right? Or the stupidest question is the question that goes, technically speaking, and goes on. I love everybody's comments. I love when everybody interacts with each other in the chat. I deeply appreciate everybody giving me the comfortability to come on here every week and talk about what I do. You guys play such a big role in everything that happens every week. And just for that alone, I thank each and every one of you guys at home that watch. I also want to give it up to my guests here, who are absolutely phenomenal people, great stories, and they're family. Yeah, they really are. And when I reached out and asked them to join today, and all said yes.
No hesitation.
No hesitation at all.
It was the most coolest feeling ever. So, I'm going to go through the chat. I'm going to read any questions, comments. We got Fallon, who says, I love that. No, I love that. I'm so proud of you, nephew. My Aunt Dottie, who I'm sure had to catch up on quite a few episodes, but she's finally here for the first time tonight. Thank you, Aunt Dottie, for actually catching our season finale. It means a lot for you to be here. I appreciate that. And guys, I just want to point out one too. Has watched every single episode with me. I just want to point that out again.
Yes, she has.
That in itself.
Yes, she has. Just had to help you with that one, buddy.
That is absolutely amazing. And try pulling a show off like this when your mother is watching. You know what I mean? So let that be like a little insight of like how much it really means to me. So Junior says, replying to Rob Hendrickson, we need to figure something out for sure, bud. That sounds like a great idea. Congratulations on 20 episodes, says Melissa. Thank you very much. I couldn't have done it without you guys, I said. Rob says, I think we should do a fundraiser for Robert with Hendrickson Racing. Half the proceeds go to his choice of 30s for him, and half goes to Hendrickson Racing season. Just a thought. What you guys think? We also have you guys along.
Wow. That is massive.
Mm.
Rob.
Man, dude. You are the absolute man. And Dorothy Tekloff says, hey, Nick, what's going on? Glad you could finally stop in and say hi.
I want to give Coach a hug right now.
I want to commend all of you for telling your stories and appreciate all of you, says Melissa Souza. Thank you very much. She's probably the most amazing people I've ever met too. She's a great neighbor. Is there any of us can do to help advocate for this bill, says Angel. So the chat wants to know if there's anything they can help do to help you advocate for it.
Just support me, support my message right now, and if it gets to be something again, I'll be sure to let the world know. And if there's anything, there's nothing you guys can do right now. Everything's kind of on hold, especially here in California, but maybe somewhere else. But just support my message. If you really watch it and really are into it, support it. And yeah.
So how about a website? Is there a website that people could possibly go on?
There's no website. It's all self-pushed, self-promoted.
Got to create one.
So yeah, you should definitely start to create some. I think we could definitely get something moving, my dude. With the amount of support that we'd already have going from Massachusetts to California, nationally.
For sure.
To think about, dude. We got the people right here. Marcy said, "Thank you, friends, for the amazing support, encouragement, and validation. I'm on the right track." That's what it is. Whether we're on the right track, the wrong track, that's what this Unboxed Thoughts family is really all about. It's about picking each other up when we're down. It's about being there for each other in the worst moments. A lot of people say they'll always be there for you, right? But we get that answer real quick when the time comes. And we see who's really there for us and who isn't. Angel says, "We love you, Marcy." I've said it before. Marcy is one of the most amazing people I've ever met. She's so good at what she does, and she helped me find some peace within myself as well. There's a lot of things that can't be, that can't do that for me. This is such a great show that allows us all to relate to each other in one way or another. Absolutely. And, I know we all go through different things in life. I know we all have our health backgrounds and stuff like that. But that's another thing that I hope that I've been able to, get to sink into people's brains and stuff like that. No matter what's going on with us, we can have opinions. It's really being there for each other in spite of what's really going on. We can disagree with one thing and then really agree on 100 other things. You know what I mean? So Cassie says it's weird and everyone has been drawn to one way or another. I've gone through some stuff people have, but y'all made my life the 20th show. Thank you very much. And we got 4 minutes left here. So Rob says, "I think it will be a great time and a special time and get Robert's name out there also." I'd be on board for that. Rob also says, "Let's get the bill out there and spread it and spread the love."
Absolutely.
So that's something we can get on ASAP. And like I said, anything I can do to help, either you,
of course,
Hendrickson Racing, any of you guys over there, DJ, JD, Rob, any of you guys, let me know. Angel. And also, Fallon says, "All of you are awesome in each of your own ways. I applaud you all." Thank you so much. And as I said, none of this could be possible without any of you. And I deeply appreciate all of you guys being guests on my show, watching the show. Episode 20. I hope everybody had a great time. I deeply appreciate you all coming here. And we will be seeing you soon, starting with season 2, episode 1. You
Let's
guys are
go.
coming out again.
Let's
I
go.
love you guys. Your fire's burning. Do you know what I do on this show?
Yeah.
I've gone, this is episode 19, and 16 of them, I literally share nothing but my life experiences, what I have done, troubles I've caused, holes I've dug myself in and had to re-dig myself out of them.
Nobody believes in you. You lost again and again and again. The lights are cut off, but you're still looking at your dream, reviewing it every day and saying to yourself, it's not over until I win.
Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half your breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
Every move I make, every single day, every time I pray, I'll be missing you.
So we stand tall. Nobody touches us at all. Shout out, shoot out, spread fear of it without us. Even that outside walks off the wheel. Spread the word throughout the land. They say, bad guys, we're black. We're trying to get to man. You see us coming and you all together run for cover. We'll take it over this time. Carry now, reach for your gun and you better listen well, my friend. You see, it's best now, down below. Aim at you and the devil's around. Tears down again, we want. They talk, you know, talk, tales, friend, just how new you're too